The night on Earth was calm and quiet. Cities slept under soft lights, oceans moved slowly, and the stars looked peaceful. No one knew that this calm was about to end. Far beyond the moon, space began to change. Large shadows appeared where nothing should be. One by one, massive alien warships slipped out of dark space. They were silent, cold, and powerful. Their metal bodies blocked the stars as they moved closer to Earth. To them, this planet was small, weak, and ready to fall. Inside the alien flagship, commanders watched Earth on huge screens. They saw glowing cities, moving cars, and normal human life. The aliens laughed. Humans had no shields around their planet. Their ships were old. Their weapons looked simple. The invasion leader spoke with confidence. He said Earth would surrender in less than 1 hour. To the aliens, this was not a war. It was a hunt. The fleet spread across Earth's orbit. Thousands of ships took positions. Weapons charged. Signals were sent to every human satellite. In seconds, Earth's eyes in space went dark. Screens went black. Communication lines failed. On Earth, alarms began to ring. Governments lost contact with each other. People looked up and finally saw the sky. Huge ships covered the clouds. Panic spread fast. Some screamed. Some prayed. Some ran. But something strange also happened. After the first shock, the world went quiet. The alien commander waited for the human response. He expected fear. He expected begging. He expected a message of surrender. None came. Minutes passed. Earth stayed silent. The aliens believed this silence meant defeat. The commander smiled and ordered the first phase of the invasion to begin. Small attack ships moved down toward the planet. They targeted major cities. Energy weapons fired into the atmosphere. Buildings burned. The ground shook. Millions watched in terror. Still, no human message came. No threats. No surrender. Only silence. The aliens believed humans were frozen in fear. They did not understand that this silence was a choice. Deep underground, hidden far from alien scanners, human leaders watched the invasion unfold. Faces were calm. No one shouted. No one panicked. Orders were passed quietly. Systems that had slept for decades began to wake. Old machines powered on. Hidden doors opened. Across the planet, unknown bases came alive. Humanity did not answer the attack because humanity was preparing. On the alien ships, soldiers prepared to land. They talked about how easy the mission would be. Some joked about taking Earth as a new colony. They believed humans would be useful as workers. The alien commander allowed it. He saw no danger. Earth had shown no strength. No warning. No resistance. The first alien troops landed near major cities. They expected empty streets and broken humans. Instead, they found silence again. Streets were empty. Lights were off. It felt wrong. Sensors showed movement underground, but it was unclear. The alien leader ordered his troops forward. That was the moment Earth answered. Without warning, the ground opened. Heavy human machines rose from below the cities. They were old but powerful. Missiles fired upward. Beams of energy cut through alien armor. The sky lit up with explosions. Alien ships were hit before they could react. Soldiers fell where they stood. Panic spread through the invasion force. The alien commander shouted orders. He demanded reports. Screens filled with chaos. Ships were falling from the sky. Human weapons were accurate and fast. This was not random defense. This was planned. The commander realized too late that Earth had been waiting. Across the planet, the same scene repeated. Alien forces were pushed back. Human fighters moved with purpose. They did not cheer. They did not speak. They fought as one. To the aliens, this was terrifying. A species they believed weak was fighting with perfect control. The alien commander finally understood the truth. Earth was not silent because it was afraid. Earth was silent because it did not need to speak. Humanity had chosen action over words. The commander looked at the burning fleet and felt fear for the first time. As the battle raged, a single thought filled the alien mind. They had made a mistake. A terrible mistake. This planet was not weak. This planet was dangerous. And the invasion had only just begun. The alien invasion force was no longer calm. Inside the flagship, warning lights flashed across the walls. Reports came in one after another, each worse than the last. Ships were destroyed. Landing troops were wiped out. Human weapons were striking with deadly accuracy. The alien commander stood frozen, staring at the screens. This was not possible. Earth was supposed to be weak. Earth was supposed to fall. The commander ordered a full retreat from the cities. He believed pulling back would restore control. Alien ships tried to rise back into orbit, but many never made it. Human missiles chased them through the clouds. Explosions filled the sky like burning stars. Pieces of alien metal fell across the planet. For the first time, humans were not hiding. Human fighters rose from secret bases and joined the battle in the air. The alien soldiers on the ground felt fear growing inside them. They had never faced this kind of resistance. Humans moved fast. Humans used the terrain. Every street became a trap. Every building became a weapon. Alien units tried to regroup, but communication failed again and again. Human electronic warfare cut through alien systems like a blade. The alien commander demanded to know how humans were doing this. His advisors scanned Earth again. This time, they saw the truth. The planet was covered with hidden defenses. Weapons buried deep underground. Old systems upgraded in silence. Earth was not unprepared. Earth had been waiting for someone to attack. Anger replaced fear inside the alien commander. He ordered a message sent to Earth. The signal was broadcast across the planet. The commander spoke with false confidence. He demanded immediate surrender. He promised mercy if humans stopped fighting. The message echoed across every remaining channel. Earth answered at last. The response was short. It was calm. It carried no fear. The human voice said only one sentence. "You attacked our home. Leave now." The message ended. No threats. No begging. Only a warning. The alien commander laughed at first. He believed numbers still mattered. He still had hundreds of ships in orbit. He still had soldiers ready to fight. He ordered the second wave of the invasion to begin. This time, he commanded total destruction. Cities were no longer targets. The planet itself was. Orbital weapons powered up. Alien ships aimed at Earth's surface. The first shots fired. But before the beams could strike, space itself seemed to break. Human defense platforms revealed themselves around the planet. They had been hidden behind the moon, inside asteroid shadows, and deep within Earth's gravity field. Massive cannons fired together. The soundless shock tore through space. Alien ships were ripped apart. Shields failed. Hulls shattered. The second wave died before it could begin. Panic spread through the fleet. Pilots tried to escape. Some crashed into each other. Others jumped blindly into space and vanished. On Earth, humans pushed forward. Ground forces hunted remaining alien units. There was no mercy. There was no rage. Only cold focus. Humans fought to remove a threat, nothing more. The alien soldiers realized something horrifying. Humans were not fighting for glory. They were fighting for survival. The alien commander felt control slipping away. He contacted the Galactic Council. His voice shook as he reported the situation. He admitted failure. He asked for reinforcements. The council was silent for several seconds. Then laughter filled the channel. The council believed the commander was exaggerating. No primitive world could defeat a galactic fleet. The commander shouted at them. He begged them to look at the data. Slowly, the council stopped laughing. Screens filled with destroyed ships. Battle maps showed alien losses rising fast. The truth became impossible to ignore. Earth was winning. The council ordered the commander to hold position. They needed time to decide. That order sealed the fleet's fate. Humans did not wait. They launched a coordinated strike across orbit. Every hidden weapon fired at once. The sky above Earth burned. The alien flagship shook violently. Systems failed. Power dropped. The commander fell to the floor as explosions tore through his ship. He realized then that the invasion was lost. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was lethal. As the flagship drifted, damaged and burning, the commander looked at Earth one last time. The planet stood strong beneath the fire. Blue oceans. Green lands. A world that fought back. A world that would never forget this attack. The alien commander understood the final truth. They had not attacked a helpless planet. They had challenged a sleeping giant. And the giant was awake. The remains of the alien fleet drifted slowly above Earth. Broken ships burned in silence, their fires fading into the dark of space. What was once a powerful invasion force was now a field of wreckage. On the alien flagship, emergency lights glowed weakly. The commander stood alone on the bridge, listening to the sound of failing systems. He knew the battle around Earth was already lost, but something worse was coming. Across the planet, human forces did not slow down. They moved with careful purpose, clearing the last alien units from the surface. In ruined cities and empty fields, human soldiers advanced without fear. Alien troops tried to hide, tried to escape, tried to surrender. None succeeded. Humanity had made a silent decision. No invader would be allowed to remain. Deep in orbit, human command watched the battlefield. Data flowed from thousands of sensors. Every movement was tracked. Every target was marked. Earth was acting as one mind. Orders moved faster than thought. There was no confusion. No debate. The invasion had unified the planet in a way nothing else ever had. On the alien flagship, the commander called for a full system scan. The results were terrifying. Human weapons had adapted during the battle. Frequencies changed. Shield patterns were learned and broken. The longer the fight continued, the stronger humanity became. This was not normal warfare. This was evolution in real time. The commander ordered his remaining ships to regroup behind the flagship. Only a small number answered. Many were destroyed. Many were damaged beyond repair. The fleet that once filled the sky was now barely holding together. Still, the commander refused to surrender. He believed escape was possible. He believed survival still mattered. Human ships closed in. They did not rush. They surrounded the alien formation slowly, like hunters trapping wounded prey. The aliens fired in panic. Their shots missed or were absorbed by human defenses. Human weapons answered with perfect timing. One by one, alien ships were cut apart. The commander watched as his escorts died. He felt something new inside his chest. It was not fear. It was shame. His people had believed themselves superior. They had mocked humanity. Now they were being erased. He sent one last transmission to the Galactic Council. This time, there was no anger. Only truth. He warned them never to attack Earth. He described humanity as disciplined, patient, and ruthless when threatened. The Council listened in silence. For the first time in their long history, they felt doubt. Before the transmission ended, human forces broke through the flagship's outer defenses. Boarding vessels attached to the hull. Alarms screamed through the ship. Alien soldiers rushed to defend the corridors, but they were unprepared. Human boarding teams moved quickly and silently. They used simple weapons with deadly skill. Every fight was short. The commander retreated deeper into the ship. He watched through security feeds as humans advanced. They did not destroy everything. They moved toward the bridge. They wanted control. That terrified him more than destruction. On Earth, people watched the final phase of the battle. News channels showed the burning sky. There were no cheers. There were no celebrations. Humanity understood the cost of what was happening. This was not victory. This was survival. The humans reached the bridge. The doors were forced open. Armed humans entered, weapons ready. The commander stood tall, refusing to kneel. He expected death. Instead, the humans stopped. They looked at him with cold eyes. A human officer stepped forward. His voice was calm and clear. He told the commander the battle was over. He told him Earth would not be conquered. He told him this invasion would be remembered. The commander realized then that humanity was not driven by hatred. They were driven by memory. They would never forget who attacked their home. The alien flagship was secured. The remaining alien ships powered down. Space fell quiet once more. Above Earth, the stars returned. But the story did not end there. The Galactic Council had received the warning. They had seen the defeat. Across the galaxy, leaders began to whisper. A new fear was born. Humanity had revealed itself to the stars. Not as prey, not as weak, but as a force that could not be ignored. Far beyond Earth, in the center of the galaxy, the Galactic Council gathered in silence. The chamber was vast, filled with beings from many worlds. Screens floated in the air, still showing images from the failed invasion. Burning ships, human weapons, a blue planet that refused to fall. For the first time in centuries, the council felt uncertainty. Many council members spoke at once. Some were angry. Some were afraid. A few demanded revenge. They called humanity dangerous and unpredictable. They argued that Earth must be destroyed before humans became stronger. Others warned that the invasion itself had created this problem. They reminded the council that humanity had not attacked first. The recordings played again. Human forces fighting with calm precision. No chaos. No panic. The council analyzed every moment. One truth became clear. Humans learned fast. Faster than any species they had faced before. Every second of battle had made Earth more deadly. One council leader finally raised a hand. The chamber fell silent. He spoke slowly and with care. He said Earth could not be ignored. But it also could not be attacked carelessly. He proposed a final test. A show of true galactic power. If humanity broke, they would be erased. If not, the galaxy would have to change. The council voted. The decision was made. A grand armada would be sent. Not a raid. Not a warning. A full force meant to crush resistance and send a message to all worlds. Humanity would face the greatest fleet ever assembled. While the galaxy prepared, Earth did not rest. Human leaders met in secure chambers across the planet. They shared data openly. Old rivalries vanished. Borders no longer mattered. Humanity understood one simple truth. Alone, they would fall. Together, they would survive. Factories worked day and night. Ships were repaired and upgraded. New weapons were built using lessons learned from the invasion. Human scientists pushed technology beyond safe limits. There was no time for caution. The next battle would decide their future. On Earth's surface, people watched the skies. Fear existed, but it was controlled. Humanity had seen the enemy bleed. That changed everything. Citizens volunteered in record numbers. Soldiers trained harder than ever. The planet was no longer asleep. Human intelligence detected movement in deep space. Massive energy signatures. Fleet formations unlike anything seen before. The warning spread across Earth in seconds. The Council's armada was coming. This time, Earth sent a message first. It was broadcast across space. Simple and direct. Humanity warned the approaching fleet to turn back. They stated clearly that Earth would defend itself. There were no threats. Only truth. The armada did not answer. It continued forward. As the alien fleet drew closer, its size became clear. Thousands upon thousands of ships. Worlds had emptied their defenses to build this force. The galaxy was watching. Many believed Earth would finally fall. Human Command activated final defense protocols. Ancient systems long hidden were brought online. Weapons humanity had never used before began to power up. The planet itself became a fortress. The armada entered Earth's outer system. The moon shook as ships passed. Space darkened under their numbers. The alien commanders believed victory was certain. They believed numbers would overwhelm human skill. The first shots were fired. The battle began on a scale never seen before. Space erupted with light and fire. Human defenses struck first, targeting command ships and carriers. Precision replaced chaos. Alien formations began to break. The Armada responded with overwhelming force. Beams struck Earth's defenses. Some human platforms were destroyed. Losses were heavy. But humanity adapted. Tactics changed mid-battle. New patterns emerged. Alien weapons lost effectiveness. The battle spread across space. Planets trembled. The galaxy watched in shock. Earth was still standing. As hours passed, it became clear this would not be a quick victory for either side. Humanity had forced the galaxy into a war it could not easily win. And deep within the Armada, alien leaders began to realize the truth. This was no longer about punishing a weak world. This was about surviving humanity. The stars burned as the battle raged on. Earth did not fall, and the galaxy held its breath. The battle around Earth had reached a breaking point. Space was filled with fire, debris, and shattered ships. The Grand Armada that the Galactic Council believed unstoppable was locked in a brutal fight with a single planet. Hours had passed, yet Earth still stood. Human defenses continued to adapt, shifting positions and tactics faster than the alien commanders could understand. Inside human command centers, screens showed constant movement. Officers spoke in calm voices. Losses were counted, adjustments made, and new orders issued without hesitation. Humanity had accepted sacrifice. Every destroyed platform bought time. Every second mattered. The goal was no longer just defense. The goal was to break the enemy's will. The alien Armada pressed harder. Massive ships moved forward, unleashing heavy weapons meant to crack planets. Several human stations were destroyed. The shockwaves reached Earth's surface. Cities felt the tremors. People held their breath as the sky burned above them. Then humanity revealed its hidden strength. From deep space beyond the edge of the solar system, human signals activated. Objects long believed to be dead satellites or space debris suddenly moved. Ancient human war constructs, built in secret and forgotten by history, powered up. These machines were not fast, but they were unstoppable. They advanced slowly toward the battlefield, carrying weapons designed for one purpose only: to end wars. The alien commanders noticed too late. Their sensors struggled to understand what they were seeing. Human weapons were unlike anything in the galaxy. They did not rely on brute force alone. They disrupted energy, collapsed shields, and turned advanced alien technology against itself. One by one, alien capital ships began to fail. Shields flickered. Reactors overloaded. Explosions tore through their cores. Panic spread across the Armada. Orders became confused. Retreats collided with advances. Formation collapsed. Human fleets pushed forward. Smaller, faster ships struck weak points. Boarding teams attacked key vessels. Humanity moved with ruthless efficiency. There was no celebration. No hesitation. Only action. At the center of the Armada, the alien flagship struggled to maintain control. The Council's representatives on board argued desperately. Some demanded retreat. Others demanded total destruction of Earth at any cost. Their indecision cost them everything. Human Command identified the flagship as the key. A single order was given. All available forces redirected. The battlefield shifted. The flagship came under heavy fire. Its defenses were strong, but human weapons learned quickly. New attack patterns formed within minutes. Alien shields failed layer by layer. Fires spread across the massive vessel. Inside the flagship, alarms screamed. Council representatives felt fear replace arrogance. They finally understood the price of underestimating humanity. This was not a species fighting for power. This was a species fighting for home. A final message was sent from Earth. It was broadcast across all channels. Humanity offered one chance. Withdraw now and the attack would stop. Continue and face complete destruction. The Armada hesitated. For the first time, the galaxy hesitated. Some alien ships turned away. Others followed. Panic spread faster than commands. Retreat became chaos. Human forces did not chase those who fled. Their focus remained on the threat. The flagship, however, did not retreat. It continued firing, driven by pride and fear. Humanity answered without mercy. A coordinated strike hit the flagship from multiple directions. Its core destabilized. Power failed. The massive ship began to break apart. As the flagship burned, silence fell across the battlefield. The remaining armada scattered. Earth had not just survived. Earth had won. On the planet below, people watched the sky grow darker as the fires faded. There were no cheers. Humanity knew this victory had changed everything. The galaxy had seen Earth's hidden strength. And nothing would ever be the same again. The battlefield slowly grew quiet. The fires in space faded, and the last explosions echoed into silence. Earth remained whole beneath the stars. What was left of the alien armada drifted away in broken groups, damaged and afraid. Humanity did not celebrate. The war was not finished yet. It had only changed shape. Human command quickly shifted focus. Sensors scanned every corner of the system. Damaged alien ships were tracked. Escape paths were calculated. Humanity understood a simple rule. An enemy allowed to flee could return stronger. This invasion would not be allowed to repeat. Boarding fleets were launched. Human ships moved toward disabled alien vessels with calm precision. There was no rush. No anger. Boarding teams entered silently, securing control rooms, engines, and weapon systems. Alien soldiers tried to resist, but most were too shocked to fight. Their confidence was gone. Their belief in superiority was shattered. Inside one captured alien cruiser, a human officer stood before a group of prisoners. The aliens waited for punishment or death. Instead, the officer spoke clearly and slowly. He explained why the invasion had failed. He said Earth did not seek conquest. He said humanity wanted only one thing: to be left alone. The aliens listened in silence. Across space, similar scenes unfolded. Ship after ship was secured. Human forces gathered data, technology, and records. Every detail of alien strategy was studied. Humanity learned quickly. Each captured ship made Earth stronger. Not all alien forces surrendered. Some tried to fight to the end. Those ships were destroyed. Humanity showed no mercy to continued aggression. The message was simple and absolute. Attack Earth, and you will not survive. Deep in human command, leaders debated their next move. Some argued for total destruction of the remaining alien presence. Others warned that such an act could unite the galaxy against Earth. Humanity chose a different path. A path of control, not chaos. A decision was made. One alien ship would be allowed to escape. It would carry a message. Not a threat. Not a plea. A warning born from experience. The chosen ship was damaged but functional. Human forces cleared a path. Before it left, a final transmission was sent directly to its command systems. The message was short and clear. Humanity would defend itself. Humanity would not forget. And humanity would not hesitate again. The alien ship jumped into deep space. On Earth, people slowly returned to their cities. Damage was everywhere. Scars marked the land. But the planet was alive. Humanity had survived its first true test on the galactic stage. The cost had been high, but the lesson was learned. Children looked at the sky differently now. Not with wonder alone, but with awareness. Humanity was no longer alone. And the universe was no longer a mystery. It was a frontier filled with danger. Human leaders addressed the planet. They spoke honestly. They admitted losses. They honored the fallen. They promised preparation. Earth would never again be caught unready. Factories continued to work. Research expanded. Defensive lines grew stronger. Humanity understood that peace was not a gift. It was something that had to be protected. Far away, the escaping alien ship delivered its warning. Across the galaxy, governments listened. They heard the truth of the invasion. They saw the proof. A single world had faced a galactic armada and survived. Not by chance. By choice. Fear spread quietly. Powerful empires questioned their assumptions. Councils argued late into their cycles. Humanity's name was spoken with caution. Back on Earth, Human Command watched the stars. They knew more would come. Curiosity, fear, greed. The universe would test them again. But Earth was ready now. Humanity had been underestimated once. It would not happen again. The galaxy did not sleep after the battle for Earth. News of the failed invasion spread from system to system. Some worlds reacted with fear, others with anger. Many refused to believe the reports. A single planet defeating a grand armada sounded impossible. But the wreckage drifting near Earth could not be denied. Within the Galactic Council, panic slowly replaced pride. Emergency meetings were called. Accusations were thrown across the chamber. Some blamed the commanders. Others blamed the decision to attack at all. A dangerous question echoed again and again. What if humanity was still growing stronger? Several factions demanded immediate action. They feared that if humanity was allowed time, Earth would one day challenge the entire galaxy. Others argued that further attacks would only unite humans and push them toward total war. The Council stood divided. In secret, a desperate plan was formed. It involved a weapon so dangerous it had been banned long ago. A device capable of tearing energy from a star and turning it into pure destruction. Its use was forbidden because it could not be controlled. But fear has a way of breaking old laws. The weapon was prepared far from Earth. Only a small group knew of its existence. They believed one final strike would end the human threat forever. If Earth was erased, the galaxy would return to balance. Human sensors detected strange energy fluctuations deep in space. The readings were unlike anything recorded before. Scientists worked without rest, trying to understand what they were seeing. The conclusion was terrifying. A weapon was being charged. One powerful enough to destroy an entire world. Earth did not panic. Humanity had learned from the first invasion. Emergency systems activated automatically. Fleets moved into position. Planetary defenses powered up to maximum. Evacuation plans were reviewed, but few believed escape would be possible if the weapon fired. Human leaders faced the hardest decision yet. Should they strike first? Or should they wait and hope diplomacy still existed? Time was short. Earth sent a message to the galaxy. This time, the tone was firm. Humanity warned that the use of forbidden weapons would be answered with total force. The message was ignored. The weapon activated. Space twisted as energy flowed into the device. The star at its center began to dim. The galaxy watched in horror. Even those who supported humanity's destruction felt fear. This was not war. This was annihilation. Human Command launched a final operation. Every available ship was deployed. A direct assault on the weapon platform. It was a mission with almost no chance of success. Human fleets jumped into the heart of enemy territory. They faced overwhelming defenses. Ships were lost within seconds. But humanity did not turn back. Boarding teams fought through corridors filled with alien defenders. The cost was immense. Inside the weapon core, human forces reached the control chamber. They discovered the terrible truth. The weapon could not be shut down safely. Only one option remained. Reverse the energy flow. The decision was made instantly. Human engineers reprogrammed the system. Energy surged in the opposite direction. The device screamed as it overloaded. The result was catastrophic. The weapon collapsed in on itself. The energy wave did not travel to Earth. It tore through the alien fleet instead. Ships vanished. Command centers were erased. The factions that had supported the weapon were destroyed in seconds. Silence followed. The galaxy stared in disbelief. The forbidden weapon was gone. The attackers were gone. Humanity had survived again. But the cost was heavy. Many human ships did not return. Earth mourned its dead quietly. The message was now clear to all. Humanity would not be erased. And anyone who tried would face the same fate. The aftermath of the forbidden weapon's destruction sent shockwaves across the galaxy. Entire systems went silent as governments tried to understand what had happened. The energy surge had erased fleets, leaders, and secrets that were never meant to be known. Records were lost. Power structures collapsed. For many worlds, the night sky felt colder than ever. Humanity had not only survived. Humanity had changed the balance of the stars. On Earth, the victory felt heavy. Memorial lights burned across cities. Names were read. Faces were remembered. There were no parades. Humanity understood that survival came with a cost that never truly faded. Human Command reviewed every report with careful focus. They knew the war was not finished. The galaxy was watching, learning, and deciding. In the silence that followed the destruction, one signal appeared. A damaged alien ship drifted at the edge of the solar system. It did not power weapons. It did not flee. It waited. Human sensors locked onto it instantly. Defensive fleets moved into position, but no attack came from the alien vessel. A single message was transmitted in a weak, broken signal. It asked for permission to speak. Human leaders debated briefly, then agreed. The channel opened. The alien on the screen looked different from the commanders seen before. Older. Worn. His voice was quiet. He said his ship was the last survivor of the faction that opposed the forbidden weapon. He said they had tried to stop it but failed. He said he carried something important. Human Command listened without interruption. The alien explained that the galaxy was dividing. Some worlds feared humanity and prepared defenses. Others saw Earth as a symbol of resistance against ancient powers. Secret alliances were forming. Hidden fleets were moving. The alien warned that a coalition would soon test humanity again, not with invasion, but with manipulation and traps. He offered proof. Data streams poured into human systems. Maps. Plans. Communications between distant empires. The information was real. The threat was real. Humanity faced a choice. Destroy the ship and remain alone, or listen and learn. Humanity chose to listen. The alien asked for one thing in return. He asked to be allowed to leave and spread a message. Not a threat. A truth. Human leaders considered the request carefully. They knew fear traveled faster than facts. But silence could be mistaken for weakness. The decision was made. The alien ship would be allowed to go. Before it left, humanity sent a message of its own. It was not broadcast widely. It was given only to the alien envoy. The message stated that Earth did not seek control. Earth did not seek revenge. Earth sought peace through strength and memory. The alien accepted the message. His ship powered up slowly and jumped into deep space. Across the galaxy, the envoy traveled from world to world. He spoke of the invasion. He spoke of the Armada's fall. He spoke of the forbidden weapon and its destruction. He spoke of a species that learned faster than fear could spread. Some worlds refused to listen. Others listened in silence. A few believed. On Earth, preparation continued. Humanity understood that survival required more than weapons. It required unity and patience. Human diplomats began quiet contact with neutral worlds. Trade routes opened slowly. Information flowed carefully. Humanity did not rush. They observed. They learned. They adapted. Children returned to schools. Cities rebuilt. But the sky was never ignored. Humanity looked up every night, aware that the universe was no longer distant. Far away, factions gathered in shadow. They studied humanity's battles. They searched for weaknesses. They planned tests and traps. But something had changed. Fear now existed on both sides. Humanity was no longer an unknown. Humanity was a known danger. The alien envoy completed his journey and vanished into legend. His warning spread beyond his life. Earth became a name spoken with care. A line not to be crossed lightly. As time passed, small ships began to appear at the edges of human space. Not warships. Observers. Traders. Messengers. Humanity did not fire. Humanity watched. The universe took its first cautious steps toward Earth. The war had not ended, but the shape of it had changed. Humanity stood at the center of attention, not as prey, but as a power that had earned its place. And deep in the dark between stars, something ancient took notice and began to move. The galaxy slowly adjusted to the truth of humanity's power. Systems that once dismissed Earth as a minor world now calculated its strength with care. News of the failed invasions and the destruction of the forbidden weapon traveled faster than light through hidden networks. Alliances shifted quietly. Worlds that had ignored humanity before now debated how to respond. Fear was spreading, but so was curiosity. Who were these humans that could face a galactic armada and survive intact? On Earth, life continued cautiously. The scars of battle were everywhere. Cities had been damaged, forests had burned, oceans had been scarred by debris falling from orbit. But people rebuilt with patience. They learned that survival was more than victory in a single battle. Humanity studied alien technology. They repaired and improved it. Every captured ship, every recovered device became part of Earth's growing arsenal. Scientists worked tirelessly, creating new defensive systems and better communication networks. The planet became more united than ever. Borders mattered less. Old rivalries faded. The lesson was clear: divided, humans might fall. Together, they were unstoppable. Meanwhile, distant alien worlds reconsidered their approach. Spies, scouts, and diplomats moved cautiously. Some factions decided to avoid confrontation entirely. Others attempted secret tests, probing human defenses with small ships and disguised technology. Each attempt was noted by Earth's intelligence network. Human response was measured but decisive. Every test was catalogued, studied, and used to improve readiness. Humanity's reputation began to grow. They were not just survivors. They were a species that learned faster than fear could spread. The Galactic Council watched quietly. Its members debated constantly. Should they form a united front against humanity? Should they attempt diplomacy first? The memory of the forbidden weapon's destruction haunted them. No single species could ignore humans anymore. Across human space, fleets trained continuously. Pilots, soldiers, and engineers prepared for scenarios that had never been imagined before. Earth's leadership knew the galaxy was watching. Every move was deliberate. Every decision considered long-term consequences. At the edges of human territory, alien observers recorded everything. Some tried to communicate secretly. Others remained hidden, hoping to understand before taking action. Humanity responded cautiously. They did not strike first. They did not provoke. But their defenses were always ready. Each encounter, no matter how small, taught them something new. And each time, humanity grew stronger. Citizens of Earth began to speak differently about the stars. Children learned history not just from books, but from records of battles that had shaken the galaxy. They learned respect for the dangers beyond their skies. And they learned that humanity could survive anything if it acted as one. Slowly, trade began with neutral worlds. Communications were extended, carefully controlled. Humanity began to build influence without aggression. They showed that strength could be quiet and measured. But not everyone agreed with caution. Secret factions in distant systems conspired to test humans again. They sent disguised ships into uncharted space, hoping to provoke conflict without consequence. Humanity detected these movements. Every probe, every disguised signal was studied. Countermeasures were deployed before any threat could materialize. Intelligence teams worked tirelessly to ensure that Earth's security remained unbroken. Across the galaxy, whispers of humanity spread. They were no longer a single planet to be conquered. They were a force to be reckoned with. The names of human commanders and fleets were recorded with care. Alien governments spoke cautiously of strategies that had failed against humans. Fear mixed with fascination. Even those who had supported the previous attacks now feared provoking Earth. They debated the cost of underestimating a species that could not be crushed. Meanwhile, Earth itself continued its quiet preparation. People rebuilt, repaired, and advanced. Education expanded. Technology accelerated. And every action had one goal: to be ready for whatever the galaxy would throw next. Somewhere in the farthest reaches of space, a shadow watched. An ancient intelligence had noticed the rise of humanity. It had been dormant for eons, waiting for a species that could challenge its control. Humanity's victories, their survival, and their ability to learn had awakened attention that had never existed before. Earth did not yet know the danger that now observed it. But the planet and its people had already proven one undeniable truth: anyone who attacked humanity would not survive. And in that quiet certainty, Earth grew stronger, preparing for a future that would be tested by the stars themselves. The galaxy had changed forever. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a symbol, a warning, and a mystery all at once. Alien worlds whispered its name with caution. The Galactic Council debated constantly, unsure whether to confront humanity or leave them alone. Every report confirmed the same truth. Humanity had survived impossible odds. Humanity had learned faster than any species expected. Humanity had grown stronger. On Earth, life slowly returned to normal, but nothing was the same. Cities rebuilt, forests recovered, and oceans cleared, but people knew the universe had seen their world in flames and had not dared to conquer it. Human leaders worked quietly behind the scenes, fortifying defenses, expanding fleets, and studying alien technology. Every captured ship, every piece of data, every weapon taken from the fallen armada was analyzed and improved. Humanity learned not only how to defend itself but also how to control its place in the galaxy. Education became more important than ever. Children learned the stories of the invasions, the sacrifices, and the victories. They studied strategy, science, and history. They were taught that the stars were no longer distant and safe. Humanity would never be caught unprepared again. Far away, alien observers continued to monitor Earth. They studied fleets, communication patterns, and planetary defenses. Some tried to provoke humanity with disguised ships or secret missions. Every attempt was detected. Every tactic was studied and countered. Humanity had become a species that anticipated threats before they arrived. Diplomacy with neutral worlds grew cautiously. Trade and communication expanded, but Earth always remained vigilant. Nothing was accepted blindly. Everything was measured, observed, and tested. Humanity's reputation spread quietly but firmly. Stories of their victories traveled faster than light. The galaxy began to whisper that no species could underestimate Earth again. Yet even as humanity consolidated its power, deeper threats loomed. Ancient intelligences and hidden factions watched from the dark edges of the universe. They noted humanity's skill, adaptability, and patience. They saw a species that could survive annihilation and grow stronger. Many wondered if humans could one day challenge the oldest and most powerful beings in existence. On Earth, leaders planned for the future. Fleets trained continuously, defensive systems expanded, and communication networks were upgraded. The planet was a fortress, a school, and a command center all at once. Humanity was ready, but it did not act recklessly. Power was held carefully, like a weapon tempered for war. Every encounter with alien scouts or observers was measured. Humans never attacked first, but they never hesitated when provoked. Across the galaxy, whispers of caution became fear. Worlds that had once acted with arrogance now acted carefully. Diplomats negotiated quietly. Military fleets prepared secretly. Alliances shifted in silence. Humanity had forced the galaxy to adapt, and in doing so, it had secured its survival. The stars themselves seemed different now. Earth was no longer just a blue planet among billions. It was a force, a lesson, and a warning. And deep in the dark spaces between galaxies, intelligence long dormant stirred. It had waited for a species capable of change, adaptation, and survival. Humanity had awakened its attention. Earth had proven that it could face impossible odds and still rise. The message was clear to all who observed. Humanity sought peace but would crush any who threatened its home. The galaxy had learned to respect the planet at the center of its watchful eyes. Earth would continue to grow, to learn, and to prepare. Its people would watch the stars, knowing that danger lurked, but also knowing that they were no longer weak. Humanity had survived invasions, destroyed forbidden weapons, and outmatched fleets meant to conquer it. And as the galaxy held its breath, one undeniable truth remained. Anyone who tried to threaten Earth would meet the same fate as those who had attacked before. The planet was ready. Humanity was ready. The universe would never forget the power that had risen from the blue world orbiting a quiet sun. And somewhere, deep in the vast darkness, a new challenge stirred, waiting for the day when it would test humanity once more. But Earth would not falter. Humanity would not bend. They had survived everything the galaxy had thrown at them, and they would survive whatever came next. The stars themselves had learned to fear a single species. And that species was human.